If one studies everything that one possibly can, and then goes on even further to search for common patterns in areas most unexpected, one will find that there is an invisible, inexpressible, fundamental truth that, from which all other things extend. This truth is so universal and so fine in nature that it evades most worldviews, even though it is always directly in contact with us. It is within us and all about us. It is us, yet it is not us either. It is independent of having any extension, having no manifest form or instantiated representation. However, its paradoxical behavior, which is eternally present and persistently evading rhetorical and sensual encapsulation, is the very means of measure through which the axioms of Existics are founded upon. This is an attempt to formalize that which has been considered unable to be formalized, the relationship between the self and the other than self. Existics is a formalization designed around observation, logic, and mathematics, dealing with the ultimate questions about existence. That from whence all things come, and therefore must again return, is neither existent nor non-existent. For it to exist would have to have extension from some initial source. To be is not initial, rather, to be is having had been initiated. Therefore, it does not exist. But what is it, then, that I am referring to as that which does not exist? If I can refer to something, then that something must have some kind of existence such that it can be referred to. Therefore, it does not exist, nor does it not exist either. How can this be? It is. Then what is it? Simple. It is the source that from which all things extend. Even though this thing that I'm referring to is inexplicable, we will assume that it is that from which existence arises. However, one must not fall into the immediate trap of assuming that this thing is distinctly separate from existence. In fact, it is existence, but we are cursed with a flawed language, indirect contact through sensory input, a skewed view through emotions, superstition, and the lack of desire for whole understanding. We have a veil of ignorance glazed over our every faculty, preventing us from being able to encounter it or refer to it directly, independent of a dualistic construct or a variety of expressions through a multiplicity of forms. So from the get-go, we are absolutely wrong in our every description of existence. We are trapped and stumble upon that very thing, having to proceed forward in counterintuitive and paradoxical terms. We are at the least pompously arrogant to assert that we could successfully finish such a task, as to claim such knowledge is the greatest decree of stupidity. Consequently, in order to describe something that cannot be described, we must describe it anyway, knowing that it is not the object of our description, and that we must proceed with the utmost caution and humility. Existics is neither the name of a book, nor the name of any specific dogma, doctrine, or ontology. Existics is intended and designed to be independent of bias or opinion, an open subject employed to change through the refinement of its terms. Therefore, in its own right, Existics is the study of the laws that govern existence.